Multi-generational housing. What is it? What types are there? Well, I'm glad you asked. Today, I'm going to explain the difference between the different types of multi-generational structures. Watch and learn to see if there's a style that's right for you. Hi, I'm Tracey Clifton with All City Real Estate in Flower Mound, Texas. First, it's important that I tell you I personally have a 4-generation, multi-generational home. And quickly, why Flower Mound, Texas is the ideal place for this type of homestead. It's easy. It's rural country feeling despite its proximity to the DFW Metroplex. It's made up largely of what my mom calls small family farms. Tracy's translation, small acreage with no POA. That's a property owners association, to determine how or what you're allowed to build in your neighborhood. So as I said, I personally have a 4-generation, multi-generational home, and over the last few years, I've seen the desire for this kind of home grow. So what is it? Good question. A multi-generational home is a home with more than 2 generations, parents, children. In my home, we have my maternal grandmother, my parents, hubs and me, and our kids who are not old enough to move out. Some of our kids are grown and, they live on their own. So number one, a multi-generational home comes in 2 forms. A single family built or retrofitted to accommodate more than one family. And the second type is an additional structure built on site or brought in to close proximity of the main structure for multi-generational or family compound style living. So why would you do this? Well, combined buying power increases buying power. Caring for parent without having to go somewhere. You're raising your own family. Help with school-aged kids while you're still working. There are many reasons families are considering multi-generational living. So I personally did the retrofit. My brother built a new home using a local subdivision builder. I have clients who have had the tiny houses or a pool house or guest house built on or brought to their properties. Hubs and I bought my childhood home, a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home on just around 2 acres. We added square footage, and my parents and grandmother now have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, fully ADA compliant apartment. Full kitchen, utility room, walk-in showers, even though they still use shower curtains because they don't trust the tile grade. We renovated the big house at the same time and now have a 4-bed, 2-bath, completely open farm-style home. Now, this was not easy to accomplish. We used an architect and we interviewed 6 builders, and only 2 of them would even touch this kind of thing. It's too much new build for a remodeler, and it's too much remodel for a new builder, because we effectively built a house attached to the big house. Now, a local home builder and some of the other builders are the need for multi-generational living. So while searching, my mother, the great researcher, found a multi-generational floor plan Lennar had. She called my brother, who, with his wife, lived 5 houses down from her recently widowed mother. So my brother, with 4 kids at home, was caring for 2 houses, 2 yards, and his mother-in-law, who didn't cook. His father-in-law was the cook, so she ate dinner with them 4 to 5 nights a week. So we went to Lennar to see this floor plan, and it was perfect for their family of 6, plus an apartment for mother-in-law. We asked for it to be built in the neighborhood they wanted it in, and Lennar agreed to build it in another city and another subdivision. So, side note, you just need to know who to ask. We'll talk about the need for a realtor when you're building in a completely other video. They're mowing. So this floor plan had a 1-bedroom, 1-bath kitchenette laundrette with its own front door and even its own doorbell in a regular subdivision, granted on a large corner lot, but this house is built to meet the deed restrictions of the neighborhood. The need for this kind of house is twofold for my brother's family. They have an adult son who will always live with them, so when mother-in-law no longer needs the apartment, they have and will have a safe, close, independent style living arrangement for their adult son. Now lastly, the family compound. A client, after caring for her dad after a mild stroke, decided that dad needed to be closer, and he agreed. and also on a small acreage with no POA, had a 1-bedroom, 1-bath cabin built someplace else and assembled there on her property. Her father, while still independent enough to live on his own, agreed to be closer, but he wanted his own place. And now she's retired, and with her father needing more care, she's grateful that she can just walk out her front door to his cabin, and having the guest house greatly improves the value of her property. If you like the information on this video, click here to learn the pros and cons of multi-generational living. I post videos weekly about Flower Mound, Texas and multi-generational living. Don't forget to subscribe so that you won't miss a single video. Thanks for watching.